What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Guys, it has been a rough about 4 or 5 days. Try to be as vocal about that as possible. Try to be as transparent about that as possible. I do want to say, I was looking through my phone and I found this screenshot here, which was the last 36 hours. And this was back on May 12th. Okay, so this is like 2 weeks ago. And we hit all of these entries in a 36 hour period right here. We literally hit 5 4-man entries and we went up like 35, 37 units or something like that this day. And again, the entries that we're taking are League of Legends, we're taking Counter-Strike, we're taking soccer, we're taking Valorant in some of these. And again, what are we taking now? We're taking obviously the exact same stuff, right? Nothing has changed in the past 2 weeks. Okay, nothing's really changed in the past 2 years. I'm taking soccer, I'm taking League of Legends, I'm going to take football when that comes around, of course. And again, these are correlated entries. So for example, here's an entry that's very correlated. I took the overs in League of Legends, thinking these guys would probably win one game and maybe go over together, and they ended up going under together, and they went under perfectly aligned, right? I believe they did win one game, but they get 7 and 6, right? If they would have lost both games, they probably would have been like down here in this sort of realm. And if they would have won both games, they probably would have been like 13 and 12 or whatever it was, where they both go over together. So again, this is correlation, guys. This is what we do every single day. Sometimes we're going to win. Sometimes we're going to have amazing days. Sometimes we're going to lose. That's why I always preach thinking long-term, guys. Over the past 2 years, we've gone up 1,000 units. Everything's tracked on this channel. I say this stuff every day, right? So I have like 700, 800 videos on this channel of me going over my daily plays every single day. I've had losing times, just as we've had these past 4 days or whatever. I've had this 50 times, all right? Like 50 times, right? We've gone through this quite a lot, and every time we bounce back. I'm telling you guys, every time we bounce back. And I try to say this during the winning times because no one's going to believe me during the losing times. During the winning times, I try to say the same stuff of like, guys, we're winning, we're on top of the world right now, but eventually we're going to, get a little bit brought down to reality, so to speak, and we're going to have a couple of losing days. And you have to bear through those losing days. I know it sounds difficult at this moment, but the people who are going to win long term are the guys who are going to be able to push through some of these losing days, be able to control their emotions, and be able to be able to come out on top at the end of that, right? So April and the beginning of May, the end of April and the beginning of May, we went up like 80 units in that time frame, right? If you guys remember, I went to Japan at the end of April. We hit every single day pretty much that I was in Japan. We had a 12-day win streak when I was in Japan, and then when I came back from Japan, we kept winning, and we had another incredible week right there. And then those weeks of winning are going to pay for these weeks of losing, right? So again, it's not a linear system. I'm not telling you guys that we're going to go up 1 unit, 1.5 units every single day. We might go up 10 units in one day, and then we might go down 5 units the next day, right? That's how it works. This is not bond investing or treasury bill investing, guys. You're going to have some massive swings, and you have to control your emotions, right? So as frustrating as it is, and as frustrated as I am, because obviously I want to win, I've set my goal to 500 units this year. And if we don't hit 500 units, I'm going to be disappointed, right? At the end of the day, if we set our goal at 500 units and we still go up 400 units on the year, that's obviously going to be very good. But my goal is 500 units, right? I set very high expectations. I have high expectations for myself and for my community and my VIP. I take you guys' money and you guys, you guys in the VIP very seriously. I take you guys putting these your hard-earned money on these bets very seriously. That's why I always preach being a profitable sports bettor, because so many people lose long-term to these sports books, and it absolutely kills me. And it kills me that we've given some money back to these sports books over the past 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it is, right? But the days where we win, they outweigh the losses. And that's just a fact of the matter. The number one thing that you cannot do is stop tailing the bets, all right? I know we have a winning system. I am 100% certain we have a winning system. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, guys. We have only had 4 losing months out of like 30 months, all right? So we're going to win long term. We have a winning system. The not sad reality, but that's a little bit dramatic. But what sucks is that soccer has been crushing for us. All right, soccer has been crushing. If you're in the VIP, you can agree with me. Soccer has been destroying. The thing about soccer though now is we have the World Cup coming up in about 1.5 weeks. It's happening about June 10th, I believe, is the day that it starts. So we have a little bit of a lull period till the World Cup happens, and that's when soccer's really going to ramp back up and have a lot of different entries in soccer, because the World Cup's going to go on. There's going to be like 4 to 5 games a day. So we're going to have a little bit of a lull period, which sucks. As much as I want to just hammer like 15 entries a day and try to win all of this money back, or how many units we've gone down the past couple of days, all back in like one day or one weekend, it's probably not going to happen, all right? It could happen, but it's probably not going to happen, right? We're still going to have League of Legends and Valorant and Counter-Strike, and there's some soccer throughout the week, right? Throughout the week, next week, week and a half, there's women's soccer, there's a couple championship games, there's a couple South American games that I'm really researching into a lot, which we're going to be able to take, and we actually have one in today's video. But again, just bear with me here. At the end of the day, it's in my best interest to be like, oh my gosh, guys, we're going to win it all back today. Join the VIP right now. But that's just not realistic, right? I'm always going to be real with you guys. World Cup is when we're really, really going to start hammering a lot of these soccer bets, just because there's going to be so much volume, right? So on better, we did hit this one on better. We also hit this one on better as well. So 2 entries on better. I believe there was 1 better loss, which was actually right here. I was going to say that I didn't screenshot it, but I did. It's right here. So this guy ends up missing his discount. He only gets 2 pitching strikeouts, and then this guy also misses here. This one was a miss. This one was League of Legends correlation that missed together. And then on NOVIG, we did miss this entry here. So we're now, I think, like 6-1, maybe 7-1 on the tennis model that I've sent out to the VIP or on this channel. So that is our first miss on the tennis model there. It's completely fine. She actually hit 5, so it was +5. So if she won one more set, it would have hit, but it didn't. And then right here on Underdog Fantasy, we go ahead and hit this entry here. And I believe, this was 3.6x, okay? So this is a really solid entry here. 3.6 extra money. Guys, if you ever want to take 2-mans, you need to play it on Underdog Fantasy, because they give you 3.5 to 3.6 X's for these 2-mans. PrizePicks will only give you a 3X, okay? Now, with that being said, you might see some other 2-mans like on Sleeper and Better. It's because these picks are discounted, okay? So, for example, this guy was discounted to 15.5. You'll see here, he has this little price tag thing. That's a discount. He was discounted down from, I think, 17.5 to 15.5. The only reason this pitcher hit at 16 was because we took his discount, okay? So discount hits here. This guy was a discount on Taco Tuesday as well, and he only gets 20 saves, so that sucks. And then we do have 2 setups on Taco Tuesday also going into tonight's game in soccer, so just want to throw that one out there. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys understand that all I can do is be transparent during these times. You guys can pause the video and see how we've done or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, we got to just be transparent during these times. These times are rough. Again, I've been through this like 30 to 40 to 50 times on this channel. As much as I want to win every day, it's just not realistic. So let's get into the plays for the day. First pick is going to be on NOVIG, and it's going to be this guy right here. It's going to be Arnalti to go over and go ahead and win this game. So it's a money line on him at +160. I like this at +160. I like it all the way down to +150. All right. So that's what the model's spitting out. +160, really good. +155, also very good. And then +150 is the minimum that you should take his line at. Guys, tennis model has been destroying. We are 54-39 on the tennis model. And this is what I really like to see here, the CLV, so the closing line value. If you don't know what that means, I would look up what does CLV mean in sports betting. And what it means is that you're consistently beating the sports books, okay? So really good stuff there. This is the first play of the day. It's going to be Arnauti to go over, I don't know, I keep saying over, to go ahead and win his game on the money line, okay? Now, the second pick is going to be on better here, and we're going to take the better discount here in NHL, okay? So this guy is discounted down from 27.5 to 25.5, and then I'm taking Reichmeister in Counter-Strike to go under 12.5 headshots, all right? Very simple, something I would always send out to the VIP. Use your discounts, guys. If there's one piece of advice I can give you, you can make $300 to $400 a month using your discounts on better and on sleeper every single day, all right? You can tail my entries. You can take your own entries if you want to. Every single day around lunchtime, I just go in to better, go into sleeper, and I just take the discounts, right? It doesn't have to be rocket science. You don't have to find the very best play ever. You just need to take your discounts, right? Over a long period of time, if you take discounts like this, these discounts take someone from being a 50-50 prop to like a 70-75% of the time going to hit sort of prop here. And again, you're getting a full 3x payout for this, and the maximum you can put on this is $10, all right? So for some people, $10 is nothing. If you're like a $40, $50 better unit better than $10, it's like whatever, $10 doesn't matter. But for a lot of you guys that are 5, 10 unit betters, $10 is a full unit for you. So take these discounts before you take anything else, right? You're not going to find as good of a play like this. And then I believe there is a WNBA discount as well on better right now. So there's always going to be about 2 to 3 discounts on better a day and 2 to 3 discounts on sleeper a day. And right there, that's 4 to 6 entries that you can have every single day Super simple. Again, it's just clicking buttons on your phone, and you can make $300-400 a month using these discounts every day. It's super simple, guys. If you don't believe me, here is Sleeper, Tracked, and here is Better, Tracked. Better, I would say, is slightly better than Sleeper, but I would recommend getting both of them because they're discounts at the end of the day. Before we get into the last entry, guys, I do want to say this signed SGA jersey, May went very quick, all right? But next couple of days, I'm going to be giving this away. So the end of May, early June, I'm going to be doing this giveaway. Like, comment, subscribe to get entered to win this signed SGA jersey for the this NBA Finals jersey that is signed by him. Okay, so amazing stuff right there. Hopefully, you guys will get a lot of entries into that and can go ahead and win that. Last way to get into the VIP, actually, I have multiple ways to get into the VIP, but another way to get into the VIP, guys, is to text me about my lock of the day. I will send you my lock of the day personally. All you have to do is text me to this number on the screen. It's going to be a WNBA bet for tonight's game. Once you do that, you're going to put the entry in that I give you. If the entry hits, great. If the entry misses, I'm going to Venmo or Cash App you back that $25 that you just put into Bovada. So it's completely risk-free to you. Either way, you're getting 2 months of the VIP free, okay? So before we get into the PrizePicks play of the day, I do want to say this is what we took yesterday. We took Mayberry to go under 3.5 assists, and we took both of these guys in soccer to go over. And these soccer guys have already bumped up by about 5 to 6. Like, this guy's bumped up by 6 pass attempts, and this guy's bumped up by 2 pass attempts, okay? So we took this guy at 35.5, this guy's now at 37.5, and this guy is now at 61.5, which is pretty incredible. If you guys know, we have a lot of wins, a lot of losses by 0.5, right? Sometimes 0.5 can make all the difference in soccer or any sport. So getting this guy at a crazy low valuation at 55.5 is absolutely phenomenal, and now he's at 61.5, right? So does this mean that this guy's guaranteed to go over? No, of course not, right? He could get 20 passes in tonight's game. Anything could happen. He could get injured, he could get a red card, you get pulled out of the game early, anything. But at the end of the day, taking an entry at 55.5 and him bumping up to 61.5 is very good. Same thing with Mayberry. Her line is now at 3.5 as a demon, okay? So hopefully you guys got this in. I also gave this one out as the play of the day, and this line is still at 6.5. So I've been 7.5, sorry. So I've been seeing this bump up from 8.5 to 7.5. So if you can get this sorry, not 8.5, 6.5 to 7.5. So if you can get this at 7.5 under, I really like this line as well. So this is a little bit of a bonus pick. I gave this one out in yesterday's video, but if you have not got this in yet, I still really like this entry, okay? So this is going to be the actual play of the day on PrizePicks, guys. It is going to be soccer correlation with WNBA pick with Kiki Rice. Let's get into Kiki Rice first and why I really like her. So I gave this pick out a couple of nights ago. It was actually in this Minnesota Lynx game, and they got completely blown out. So they got blown out by like 30 points. She only plays 22 minutes in this game. So I was predicting that she would play in the mid to low 30s, which is what she has continued to do. So as long as they do not get blown out again, I believe she's going to put up another 25, 22 PRA. 19.5 is way too low for her. The reason being is because she is now a starter on this team. Look at all the injuries on this team, right? They have Alaman, who's day-to-day. She's probably not going to play tonight. And then they have Harrison, who's out, and they have this girl that's out as well. And I believe they have one other injury too. But anyway, she is now a starter on this team pretty much. She's a rookie. She's gotten high praise from her coach, and I do think she is going to go ahead and get another starting job tonight, probably get another like 30 minutes. And again, you'll see that she is consistently, ever since she's got this starting role, which was back here, right? So she played 2 games as a backup, or kind of like a 6-man type of thing. And then she gets a starting role this night, and she has gone over like clockwork every single night on her PRA, okay? So really good stuff. Guys, if this bumps to 20, I still love it at 20, okay? 19.5, amazing. 20, amazing. You can also take her PR. So her points rebounds is also really good at 16.5. I love Kiki Rice. I'm probably going to keep going back to her as long as a lot of these girls are injured and stuff on this team, and a lot of people are undervaluing her as a starter on this team, all right? So really good entry there on Kiki Rice over PRA. And then 2 soccer players is actually happening tomorrow night. And it's both of these teams in a South American soccer tournament, okay? So this team right here is facing Barcelona, which is, it's not the Barcelona from Spain. It's actually a South American Barcelona. So it's not the Barcelona with Messi and, Iniesta and all those from back in the day, guys. It is a not as good, way worse Barcelona. But at the end of the day, I still think, especially this guy's line right here at 42.5 is way too high, all right? I think this guy's line should be about 37. So similar to what we sent out yesterday, where we took this guy at 55 and he bumps to 61.5. this is also a really, really solid pick where I think that this line bumps to something like 37, all right, by tomorrow. So we'll keep our eyes on it. If we do get this guy bumped down to like 38, 37, that's going to be an amazing play for us. Again, these 0.5 differences, or, this is like 3, 4, 5 pass attempts, but 0.5 can make all the difference in soccer or in WNBA or whatever it is, right? We've missed a lot of entries recently by 0.5 or just a couple of, kills here and there in esports or a couple of passes here and there in soccer. So this is going to be the entry of the day. Obviously, this is extremely correlated together, okay? So how soccer works, guys, is if you have a lot of possession, you're going to have a lot of pass attempts. If you have a low amount of possession, you're going to have a lower amount of pass attempts. So if these guys have a lower amount of possession, they're going to both go under their pass attempts, and this is called correlation. This is what we consistently do on the VIP over and over and over again, and it does work long term, right? I know it's been rough recently, as I've said, but it works long term. You have to trust the process in this stuff. We are swinging for the fences on a lot of these entries. All right, so some days you're gonna have days like this where everything hits together and you go up 32 units or 35 units, and then some days you're gonna strike out, right? That's the moral of the story, right? We're not going for base hits on PrizePicks. We're going for base hits on Better and on Sleeper with these discounts, but we are going for home runs on PrizePicks over and over and over again, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys understand a lot of what I talked about today. Thank you guys again for all the support, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.